Good morning, everybody. Natalie coming to you live. Spirit and coffee. Got my coffee here. I'm actually kind of enjoying this eggnog blend. It's really good. And I got it at World Market. So if you guys are interested, super delicious, crumbly lumptious, scrumdiddly-umptious. Coffee here. Okay, so if you guys get on, I know it's Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Christmas. If you're on here, please say good morning. Please let me know you're here so that I can say good morning to you. I always love to make sure that I say good morning to people who are on here. So Facebook doesn't show me who's on here, so I would just love to see you. So I'm off to a very late start today, and part of it is just understanding understanding my body, understanding myself, understanding. Good morning, Merry Christmas, Jennifer. Good morning, Merry Christmas, Rick. Understanding my body, and I think that that's a critical thing, especially during the holidays, right? I think people guilt or blame or shame themselves or indulging in the pleasure sometimes, or like, oh, it's that holiday season, I'm going to gain 25 pounds or whatever it is. If you're on a health journey, which I am, I just learning to enjoy the pleasures of life, right? Understanding how to feel the richness of life, the richness of family, the richness of the food, right? Tamales and pozole. Come on, I mean, we're in New Mexico. I can't go without that. Especially tamales. I wait all year to have a tamale because I don't eat them very often. But they're just so scrumdiddlyumptious, and I have to have some, right? So really just allowing yourself to engage in the pleasures of life today, and having gratitude and thanks. It is a very strange Christmas. So for those of you who don't like Christmas, or feel isolated, even more isolated because of this holiday season, I just say to you that lots of love and light. And that this could be a time for you to get to know yourself a little bit better. And that's what Spirit and Coffee is about, right? It's about us getting to know us, right? We're just like a group of individuals who come together to understand who we truly are, right? Good morning, Jenna. Greetings to you too. Merry Christmas. And that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I come to support others, to recognize, remember who they are, spend that time with themselves, listen to that internal dialogue in their head, remember that they're powerful, remember that they have a connection to something divine, that divine intervention to God, to creator, to whatever you call it, that grand existence that's internally within us and unfolding at all times, right? It's unfolding. The story unfolds and reveals itself constantly, and we're part of that story. And so today we know it's a story of Jesus Christ, right? And Jesus Christ, the story, if we looked at the story of Jesus, even if you're not a Christian or even if you don't celebrate Christmas, but the story itself lends a beautiful golden opportunity for people to remember, right, the God self within them. And that's what Jesus really was about, right? Jesus was going around telling people, hey, remember, God lives within you. God dwells within you. There's the temple is your body. The temple is you, and God is within. And that God, the connection to that divine grand thing is within us. And so the lead up, and so I've been doing the Healing Through Dark Emotions by Miriam Greenspan, through despair, grief, and I always forget the name. It's through the wisdom of grief, fear, and despair. And reading that book to support people to understand that the internal dialogue is what supports us into that connection to that divine self. And so that's really, and if you look at, Jesus Christ, right? If you look at any of quote unquote the enlightened beings, and some people say, well, Jesus was the savior. So whatever your beliefs are, right? This is not about right, wrong, good in your beliefs, but stand firm in your beliefs. If your belief is he was a savior, that's fine. What was he trying to tell you to save? What was he saving? Think about that. Why did we need a savior? Why did we need someone to come save us? For what purpose, right? What's the purpose? And the real reality is from that internal dialogue that's in our head. It's the dark emotions. It's that little voice inside of us that wants to do things that are, going to be out of our own spiritual integrity or does harm. So if the voice in the head is trying to do harm to yourself or to others, right? That is what they're saying. That's the issue right there. So how do we rectify that? And the dark emotions, a book I'm reading, is sort of the way to support ourselves into understanding how to heal through those dark emotions. But we have to listen to the internal dialogue. The internal dialogue in our head says, what's going on up here? And I think Christmas is a time that some people, especially in the Western world, some people don't like Christmas because whatever reasons, right? They have a slew of different stories, I'm sure. And really, it's a golden opportunity for individuals who feel isolated. Good morning. Good morning, Scott. For those individuals that are isolation to start to get to know themselves better. If you want to get strong, right, they say that you've got to what? Spend time alone. Be alone. Spend time alone. Being alone and being in solitude is not easy. Most people don't know how to be alone. And I'm alone a lot. So I spend a lot of time alone and I actually enjoy it. The more that I spend time alone, the more I enjoy my time alone. To process the mind, what's going on internally. But even in that time alone, I notice, right? And I've been observing myself, like, what do I fill my time with? Do I have to be doing something? And the reality is, yes, it's very hard, even when I'm by myself, to sit still. But that stillness gives us the time to open up the mind and to reflect. It allows us to be present in the moment. It's one of the hardest things to practice, just being present. Now, I have been, and I've done a good job, but lately it's been pretty difficult. And why am I talking about presence? Because that is where you find your connection to the divine, in the present moment. When we're tied up in the past or we're tied up in the future, we're not thinking about the present moment, right? And so we don't have time to contemplate the internal dialogue. The internal dialogue is that connection between you and the spirit. And that internal dialogue is the voice that allows us to connect to the divine spirit. Good morning, Alicia. Merry Christmas. Cheers. So sitting still is one of the hardest things to do. And I've even noticed in my meditations, like typically before I'd be really good at staying still. And lately I haven't been. Lately I've been like, I have all this stuff I want to do. I have all this energy, and it's because I'm working out and I'm, getting strong, and my energy levels are starting to spike. And I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I have to like pause out. So when I was doing my Kundalini breath work, right, and I do it, my meditations were becoming hard for me. Like 15 minutes seemed like forever. And I could feel at the end of it, I wanted to move so badly. Like I just wanted to move. But I knew that I had to stay in that position for the 15 minutes in order for my body to accept all of the stretches that I had done and whatever was done. So it's a 10 to 15 minute meditation after you do Kundalini. And it's sort of a requirement. It's a requirement because it allows all of the energy to set in and your body to flow. And so I did that, and it was very difficult. And then I started to ask myself, like, why am I so fidgety? What's going on here? Right? Because in the present moment, we connect to the divine. And that is what Jesus was trying to tell us. That's what every spiritual leader is going to tell you. Good morning, Muddy. Every spiritual leader is trying to get people or individuals to recognize that being still and listening to the internal dialogue is the way to connect to the divine. But to sit still and to listen to the internal dialogue is not always easy. There's some weird stuff that shows up from the subconscious mind. I mean, just think, or good night. Oh, it's night for you. Got it. Where are you, Muddy? Muddy? Is it Muddy? Muddy. Muddy. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Tehran? Tehran. Where's that? I don't never heard of that. Interesting. Um so being silent, being still. Now the story of Christmas is a beautiful one, right? You had the three wise men searching the star and looking for, the child, the golden child or whatnot. And really what you can say is that your spirit, mind, and body are the three wise. Okay, and that they're searching for the soul. Just put it in that perspective. They're looking for your Christ consciousness, right? The Christ consciousness that exists within you. So if you use your spirit, mind, body, right, those could be the guides, the wisdom guides to get you there. What the heck is going on? Oh, there we go. Really? You don't know capacity of Iraq? Oh, no, I didn't know that. I did not know that. No. Well, and Muddy, most people don't know that New Mexico is part of the United States. People think it's Mexico. So it's just kind of funny. I'm not good at geography, I'll be honest with you. I took a geography class and it was ended up being geology, and it ended up talking about volcanoes and convergence and divergence. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to figure out where things are. And then I don't have a map. So welcome to the podcast. Anywho. So then we talk about Christ, right? And so how do we harness into our bodies to find that Christ consciousness within us, right? And that, like people say, well, what would Jesus do? What would Buddha do? What would these people do? Really, what you're asking yourself is, what would I do if I were standing in spiritual integrity, completely, wholly, and fully? That's really what you're asking yourself. You have the ability, right, to stand in spiritual integrity, and it's a choice. And that's the hard part, right? But to be still and to listen to the mind, listen to the internal dialogue. And that's why, like I told you, I'm reading the book of Dark Emotions, because when we do that, when we allow ourselves the space to be like in isolation, which we've been forced into, and we are by ourselves and we start to contemplate these things, the darkness that shows up within us is sometimes too much to bear. We don't really want to look at it. We want to avoid it. We want to turn our cheek the other way. We want to do drugs to numb it out. We want to, I don't know, do crazy, exciting things, or, self-sabotaging things just to get rid of it. And it's not going to go away. So really, it's being with it. So how do you be with it? And that's why I'm reading the book, right? There's ways and processes to allow ourselves to move through that so that we can connect to our divine self. You have to go through, right? Even Jesus went through the darkness. Everybody goes through the darkness. Nobody escapes the darkness. You can't. It's part of the story. So as we move into this Christmas, lots and lots of blessings as we move into a new year for us, at least in the Western world, that we're starting to set new goals, right? And so really, even though if you're around the world, or if you're on the other side of the world, or you're not from, the Western civilization, you don't celebrate New Year's, I still say, look at your goals, look at what you're up to. Use the energy, because the collective conscious, and you're looking at an entire, who knows how many people celebrate New Year's, right? Even outside of the Western world, that energy, or the collective consciousness within that energy, is propelling some sort of renewed energy collectively. And that's why I love to use the new year. That's why I love Christmas, because everybody right now collectively is thinking about their God self, right? Hopefully they're not just like, it's about presents, because it's not. You are the gift. You are the present, right? And the present is living in the present moment, what I just talked about. So if we thought about Christmas as the being in the present moment, so that we can connect to our divine self, so that we can connect to the divine, That's the present. That's the gift. Okay. And so there you go. So connecting into that so that we can connect to the divine self. And if you're not, Christian or whatever, you can still utilize the story and the energy to support you into your God self. You could still use the energy collectively because people are focused on it, right? And when we come together in a collective consciousness, the magnitude of what's created is bigger and grander. There's been studies, okay? So if the scientific people want to know, they have done studies on the brain, on the collective consciousness, and how things happen. So we together can lock arms and say, okay, today we're going to focus on the divine within us. We're going to be present, and that's going to be the gift, right? And that presence that we have, okay, that we just connect into our three wise things, which is our spirit, mind, and body. Our body has wisdom. Our mind holds wisdom, and our soul is all wise. So if we allow those things to guide us and truly tapped in and listened, then we can start to blossom open the Christ consciousness within us. So that is my gift to you guys. That is my prayer for you guys today as we celebrate this beautiful Christmas. I'm excited to share time with my family. Like I said, I'm alone a lot. And so I get to be in the same capacity with all my family members, which is good. My internal family, my small little family. But I'm going to eat yummy food. And it's kind of funny. I'm the one who never asks for gifts, right? People say, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I want to spend time with you. I want to be with you. I want to hang out. I want to sing and dance and share experiences. Like, that's what I want. What gift do I need? I have everything I need. But my family are gift givers. And every single one of them, this is kind of a funny story, wanted me to open my present before Christmas. So I'm like, it's funny. I'm the one who doesn't ask for anything. And you guys are the ones want me to open my presents first. It's just kind of funny how it works out. But I'm in gratitude of the fact that they, are thoughtful and think of me in that way. So they've given me some stuff that I can use. So that's good. They're practical. They know I'm a practical person. Anywho, my gift is the gift of time. And so I give you my time this morning on Spirit and Coffee, and that is my gift to you. My gift of wisdom. Hopefully I left a piece of wisdom behind for you to share with others or to hold within your heart. And I give you the gift of love and peace and light. And so this is a short Spirit and Coffee. Started off late, but you guys have the best day ever with your families. I love you guys so much. I just want you to know that. I know my words are irrelevant. Can you tell me how I can improve my speaking? I'm not good in English. I just can reading and writing. Even don't understand what you said because you speak so fast. Okay. Yeah, there are, I think, online tutors for that. I would say that you can probably find, I think that it's ESL. English is my second language. Or I'm sorry, I know that there are individuals who tutor out there in other countries, like they get paid to do that. So you might want to go to a college or to a school and ask if they have tutors. And I would get a tutor to help and then start reading children's books or listen to music. Music's a good one. Yeah, so there's ESL, but you might want to go to a college. So I would go to a college, and the college can possibly provide you some tutoring, which it would be important, but get children's books. Read Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is a good children's book to start with. Read the little fairy tales that we have, the children. Clifford the Big Red Dog. That's what I used to read. You're welcome. And Merry Christmas. I don't know if you celebrate Christmas, if you're Muslim, or what your religion is, but Merry Christmas to you anyway. May God be with you always and bless you and your country and your people and your family as well. And lots of love and light to you. So there you have it. So I love you guys. Have the best day ever. And I will be on here on Monday. So back to it. So have a great Christmas, okay? Love you guys. Bye.